Hello students, welcome to this video tutorial on how to draw a minion using Microsoft Publisher Part 5. Alright, so the last video was pretty confusing. We were doing a lot of problem solving as we went. So what we forgot to do on page 5 of our file was to change the title at the top, and we'll just change it to eyes and goggles. Eyes and goggles. Okay, I'm going to click outside of that text box and I'm going to save. Okay, so we've essentially drawn all the basic parts of the minion. Now at this point, if you want to be creative and if you want to think of other touches that you'd like to draw on the computer, then you can do so. That's fine. This is a tutorial on how to create a very basic minion. So if you have some inspiration on how you're going to change your minion to make it look a little bit different from mine, I highly encourage you to do that and to design different parts using Publisher, using the skills that you've learned so far in these tutorials. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get all the pieces ready for printing and for cutting. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of problem solving as we go for this one as well. Okay, so the first thing we should do is we should probably insert a new page. Why don't we duplicate the page like we've always done? So let's go to Insert, Duplicate Page. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to move this text box out of the way, and I want to move this text box out of the way slightly. Okay, so if we grab on our goggles, this should be a group, right? So I should be able to move the goggles and eye structure out of the overall outline of the minion with no problem. I want to print this separately from the minion body. Okay? So that's one group. I remember that we just created that group. Alright, so let's see if this minion is one group. So if I move this along, no, so the legs and body and the legs, body, and arms are not a group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear everything out of the way so that I can draw a rectangle around the whole structure here. And then I'm going to pull it to the left. Now you can create a group if you want to, but I'm purposely not creating a group right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it all the way to the left hand side here. Okay. So let's see these arm groups. So let's see if I can move them behind the minion body. So I'm going to click on the arm group, and you notice how it's all one group. We made it that way so that we can move the whole arm structure together. And let's see if I can go to Arrange, Order, Send to Back. So what I want is I want the arm to come out from behind the minion. And let's do that for the other side as well. Let's click on the arm group and go to Arrange, Order, Send to Back. Okay, it doesn't really make a difference. It's just going to be easier to cut when we print this template out. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move this eye and goggle structure right off the page. Okay, so this page is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my name back on here. Okay. And then I'm going to move this text box back into this corner. And I'm just going to call it Cut Out 1. Cut Out 1. Okay, Cut Out 1. Okay. All right, let's duplicate the page. Let's save. And let's go to Insert, Duplicate Page. All right, so this one I'm going to call Cutout 2. Okay. All right, let me zoom in here. So what I want is I want a separate cutout for just the trousers or the pants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the arms out of the way. I'm going to need them in a second, but I'm just going to move them out of the way here. Okay? I really want to focus on just the pants. Now, I could go in and unlock all of these groups and then just try to get the pants alone. But another way is, we've used this technique before, if I use the rectangle tool, and what I'll do is I'll just draw over the top of the minion kind of face and head. So I'll get rid of the borderline outline, and then I'll just color it in white here. Okay, so this is what I want, because this is going to be a separate cutout here of just the trousers, because we're going to do that on blue construction paper. Okay, all right, so let's see if we can unlock the group for the feet. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this group and I'm going to paste it. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the group here of the legs that aren't attached to the minion. I'm going to unlock the group, and I'm going to actually get rid of the trapezoid or the pant leg. So I actually want the two pieces that represent the boot to be separate, because we can color these in black, or we can just cut them out of black construction paper. Okay? All right. So now what we want is, we want these gloves separate. So I told you that we'd use the arms and hands again. So let's click on the arm structure and let's unlock the group. So now we should be able to, let's unlock the group again. Maybe I made a couple groups. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the arm portion and I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to get rid of the shoulder portion and delete it. And then I'm going to do the same for the other arm. So I'm going to unlock the group and see if you can separate them. And then you might have to unlock it twice, like I have to. And then if I can get rid of the arm, great. The shoulder, great. Okay, so now I have the two gloves. So I'm going to create a group of just the gloves or the mittens. And then I'm going to place them over here because they're going to be cut out separately as well, because we're going to cut them out of black construction paper, or we can just color them in black. Okay, so the last part we need is we need the goggle structure, because that's going to be completely separate as well. So let me put that and let me bring that. If that kind of goes behind the square, I can just go to Arrange and Order Bring to Front, because these are going to be printed out on a separate sheet as well. Okay? All right, so I've got the boots separate, I've got the hands and gloves separate, I've got the goggles and eyes separate, and I've got the pants and overalls and the legs all as one piece. So it's actually these two sheets that we're going to end up printing out. Okay, so make sure that you've got your name on pages 6 and 7, and make sure you got the little title at the top here, 6 and 7. Okay, 6 and 7. All right, let's save. Okay, so you're going to call Mr. Ueda over so that he can verify what you're going to print. But when you go to print, you're going to go to File, Print, and then the printer for the computer library lab, the computer lab is always set. But what you have to do is, you don't want to print all the pages. You only want to print some of the pages, and that's page 6, 7. Okay, this is something that you have to remember after Mr. Ueda has told you to print those 2 pages. Okay, so looking forward to seeing your printout templates, and then half the project is over. Now we get to construct the minion. Right now, we spent these 7 tutorials designing the minion on the computer. Now it's going to become more of a craft project, and we're going to create the minion out of paper. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.